I have some.
He has as much as he wants.
That's right, I have as much as I want. So I just want to thank everybody. I've actually thought a lot about what I was going to say tonight. I know it's only a couple minutes, so just bear with me for 5 minutes. And I've been able to reflect kind of on what I've done for the last 40 years and who I've got to meet and things I've done. And first and foremost, I have to thank my parents. Even my mother's not with us. My father's here.
Absolutely.
Without who they are, I wouldn't be who I am, and they give me a lot of luxuries and a lot of love. And it's a lot of fun to sit here and look out and see everybody from so many parts of my life. Not having brothers or sisters, I get to look out and see the folks that have made some trips for me to come see me. And my father's here, and my best friend Rex, who was my best man. You couldn't be more polar opposite of two people than Rex and I. Mm-hmm. But after 20 some odd years, I know if I ever need him and he ever needs me, I'm very, very blessed to know who's there. Looking at outside of my family, a lot of my friends in business that are here, folks that I worked with before, folks that I've worked with now, it's not. They're not people that you've worked with. They're people that have become such an important part of your life. And of all the successes and failures that I've had, hands down, the most valuable thing that I have is each one of you that are here, and the love and support that you've given to me. I'm blown away by who's come to see me and who's come to spend time with me. And the fun part about all this is that I've learned so much from each and every one of you. I would love to spend, honestly, 5 minutes with talking about everything I've done with each person here. Richard Gillette, who came down from Ontario, he gets kind of the gift of the farthest traveled.
Richard,
He gets a centerpiece.
smile. Smile, you're on camera. Give me a good smile. Thank you. Thank you very
I'm
much.
not
All
taking
right.
my shirt off. Not yet.
And as long as Linda can keep her hands off of him. Richard gets best dressed, yeah, or advertisement,
Club
most
Med.
importantly.
Least stress.
And lumber business, unlike a lot of things, in a lot of industries, it becomes very incestuous, and it's such an emotional and relationship business. And in many instances, some of us are competitors, and somehow we're all able to survive. Richard's been first started out as a good customer, and over the years has become like my brother. He's been my sounding board. He's been my mentor. I've learned so much from him. Tom Jenkins and his wife Jolinda flew down from Bangor, Maine. I'm not really sure how they made it here, but
You bring her.
Carter.
what is it? You brung her, you banger? Is that how it goes?
You finish it. You finish it.
Sea dogs, man.
Hi, Ben. Oh, that's
Tom owns
BCG.
owns a wholesale lumber company as well, and so many things again that I've learned from him as a mentor, as a friend, as my sounding board, as an opportunity for me to look back and to see how lucky I am to call him my friend. I can't thank him enough.
That's so wonderful.
Without having brothers and a lot of close family around, I'm very fortunate to have my other family, the O'Donnells, and all the love that they've given to me and all the support they've given to me. And I've never been treated any differently than any of their other children. So I expect to have some money left over before something happens, but they're trying like hell to spend it all, so that's okay. I look every day is when you live out here in the country. You kind of sort of you learn to kind of survive on your own, and you have to rely on wonderful neighbors and dear friends, and Kevin and Michelle McLaughlin, who live behind us. Kevin's fantastic. Kevin may be the best neighbor in history. Because what you do is you loan him things in you loan him things in rather substandard capacity, and he breaks them. So things come back to you brand new. It's awesome. I mean, it's fantastic. You loan him something that's half broken,
Wonderful.
and in true fashion, he screws it up, he breaks it, and he feels compelled to buy you a brand new one. So, I mean, it's awesome. And without having, and Michelle started working with me in kind of my back bedroom up there, and she was always more than supportive. Whenever I needed her, I could call her in, and Kevin didn't mind if I used her up a little bit. And we keep trying to switch wives because mine spends and his saves, and we're convinced that if I married Michelle, we would be loaded living in a trailer, and if Tammy married Kevin, they'd be broke, but they'd have all kinds of stuff. So,
Is that true?
but they've also shared with Tammy and I kind of the luxury of their 3 children, who we remember so fondly as the naked children. When we first moved in the neighborhood, the children were always running around in their diapers. And we're like, if you guys can't afford clothes for the kids, you probably shouldn't have bought in this neighborhood. I mean, maybe you should have thought about something else. And as they've all grown up and time's gone on, we've had just the wonderful luxury of watching their children grow and enjoy so many instances with them, with the luxury of returning them when it cost us anything. So having an opportunity to look back and see all the wonderful folks that have been so important to my life. I look out and see Michael Donald. I wouldn't be in Richmond, Virginia if it wasn't for him. David Cox, back in the day, didn't want to hire me because I didn't really drink. I didn't drink wine, I didn't drink nothing. Apparently that's changed. You open your own business and all of a sudden alcohol becomes your friend, which is kind of sad. But Clark and Lori Barnes, who have left, and so many other folks, and we've had the luxury today of sitting back and looking at our wedding album and seeing how many folks have changed. Jim and Sue Clibbins, who it looks like, oh, there they are, who I thought had left. But looking back at all the pictures that we had and seeing how much we've all changed, David actually had a lot of dark, thick brown hair, the black hair, I'm sorry. Little bit of gray and a lot less stuff up there.
His wife still looks 25 though.
Daphne is still smoking. Daphne is still smoking hot. We invited Mike. Actually, we invited Valerie, but she still brought Mike. We were hoping that didn't happen. Fast forward the last 3 or 4 years.
Don't forget Bentley.
Hook a brother up, man.
Don't forget Bentley.
Hook a brother up. Fast forward to the last couple of years, I have found and become wonderful friends with the Lavoys. Ironically, Bob Lavoy and his wife Olivia. Bob grew up less than 4 or 5 miles from me. I lived in Massachusetts and he grew up in Connecticut. And it's just kind of how ironic that so many years later you end up meeting somebody that you grew up so close next to. And we have become just wonderful friends. The Bellows that live across the street, Abby worked for me and interned with me last summer and just did a phenomenal job, and getting to see her kind of mature and go on to her first year at UNC Wilmington. Linda Marie, one of your people. Yeah. And I don't know what to say about Carter and Elaine. Carter and Elaine met at our wedding, and we have their first dance is in our wedding album. Carter was ripped.
You shouldn't say you made a bad decision. No!
Yeah, it still is. Trying to figure out how he could work 2 angles at one time, and Elaine kind of gave him an opportunity of it's either her or me.
That's right.
I'm just kind of sharing the moment, honey.
True story.
True story.
Is it untrue?
No, it's true. Yes, it's true. It's true.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. And then, as I was able to start my company over the last few years, and bring in just some wonderful people who unfortunately were not able to come. Bill Christopher, that runs our office in New York, and Richard Weimiller, who's in our office in Oregon. Two longtime, just wonderful friends of mine, and just two of the most wonderful mentors as well that I've ever met and had the luxury of being involved in. And a year ago, Robin Harefield, thank God, came into our lives. It sounds like on one hand we've all been married, but
Thank you, Robin.
Robin manages our office, and she has given me the luxury to enjoy my life again. So for all you've done, I can't thank you enough. My wife. I need to talk about her too.
You better.
Oh, hurry up. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. But gotcha. But most importantly, I need to thank my wife. A week ago, we've been married for 13 years. And she is the most wonderful and sweet woman I've ever met. I love her more than anything in the world. I am so thankful and fortunate that she found me and I found her. And everything that she does for me is, I could never repay her. So she brought us all together. Please give her a round of applause. Thank her. She put this together for me, everything I liked, and it was wonderful. So
Did a great job.
Thank you for everything you've done for us.
Woo! Let's get.
Thank you guys so much for coming. I think there are a couple people that may, Dante, why don't you have a seat in that nice, lovely chair that fits you perfectly? Perfect. I think we may have to ask Linda to say something just about you, because I think Linda has a really good insight.